Okay, let's continue. And also, a few reminder, kindly also fill out the attendance by clicking the link in the chat box or by scanning the QR code. And also, because we value your feedback, we will also be providing a link to the evaluation form at the end of the webinar. Now, completing the evaluation will allow us to continue improving our events as a token of appreciation. Once you complete the evaluation, you will automatically receive your e-certificate via email. That is why you have to make sure to provide the correct email address to avoid the email from bouncing back. All right, now during the registration, you remember you filled out a Google form and we received interest from diverse group within the AEC industry. Now, out of the 220 individuals who registered, most are in the civil engineering field. Now, can I see some likes from our engineers? Where are you? Okay. Yes, there you are. Okay. How about next one is we have participants also from architecture. So architects, where are you? Yes, there you are. Thank you very much. Now we also have those in the field of mechanical, electrical, plumbing, and fire safety. Can we see a like, please? Where are you? Okay, okay, there you are. And how about structural engineers? Where are you? All right. Oh, there you are. I can see a like. And how about electronics engineers? Meron ba? And of course, now, yes, we have. And of course, we also have our BIM modelers. Where are you? Yes, there you are. And we also have students joining us today, which is fantastic because it's great to see you learning these new trends early on. This knowledge will also surely make you in demand once you graduate. Okay, can I see? Where are our students? Engineering and architecture students. Oh, perhaps they are not here this evening. Anyway, yes, we have one. Okay, thank you. And also allow me to share in the Google form, we got some in the Google form, we also ask you about your proficiency level. And it's not actually surprising, no, na most of our participants today are beginners or no knowledge at all, followed by those with intermediate expertise and those with advanced expertise. And also in the Google form, we gathered some insights on what makes AEC professionals in the Philippines interested in learning BIM and received some interesting responses. So allow me to share with you. So we have here a few reasons. So we have, of course, for career advancement, to stay updated with the latest trends and innovations. And we also have desire to enhance skills and knowledge for better job performance and efficiency, interest in 3D modeling and visualization of structures. We also have potential for career advancement. We also have recognition of BIM as the future of the AEC industry, curiosity about BIM, enthusiasm for technological advancement and digitalization in construction, aim to explore new software and tools like Revit for design and modeling, opportunity for work, for remote work and flexibility. And aside from those, of course, they also want to learn the importance of BIM in planning, coordination, and class detection. Here, believe in the importance of adapting industry standards and global trends, try to create realistic 3D renderings and perspective on BIM as a tool for business alignment and efficiency, eagerness to learn BIM professionals and gain certification, motivation to organizational growth and competitiveness. We also have the desire to understand BIM's role in management and maintenance planning, recognition of BIM's potential to minimize errors and risks in construction projects, aspiring to become proficient in career progression, and of course, last but not the least, interest in the interdisciplinary nature of BIM and its applications across industries. All right. Now, so are you all ready to start our webinar today? Okay, can I get a like, please? To ensure that you are still here with us. Okay, I can see likes. Okay, now, without further ado, allow me to introduce our speaker for tonight, for this evening. Now, he boasts nearly a decade of BIM experience in various build assets and environments and holds certifications as an Autodesk professional for both Revit structure and Revit architecture. He is a BIM consultant, an instructor, and an international BIM trainer. He has also conducted training sessions outside the country, including Singapore, United Arab Emirates, United Kingdom, the USA, and among others. He was also one of the speakers during the World Best Wired 2022, along with other industry experts. He is dedicated to advancing and promoting BIM in the Philippines. He recognizes its potential to revolutionize the local construction sector. He actively promotes BIM adoption through seminars, workshops, and industry collaborations. He endeavors to elevate the standards of the Philippine AEC industry. And now let's give a virtual clap to our resource speaker, Mr. Renato B. Rojas Jr. A big round of applause. Yes, there you are, sir. Take it away.
Yes, thank you very much, Miss Juliet Revita, for that very humbling introduction. So I'm flattered with that, and excited to discuss the topics that we're going to tackle today. And very happy that we have many participants that's able to attend this first ever BIM Kapihan of our company, and hopefully we'll have a lot of presentations like this in the coming future. Right, so hello guys. Let's proceed to our discussion with the today. Let me share my screen. So can I confirm? Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Great, great. So again, so this is our first BIM Kapihan 101, navigating the landscape of building information modeling. So we'll be discussing mainly coming from the technology aspect of the AC industry, solving the problems that so many decades ago that's not been available. So I'm very excited to discuss with you this, guys, and let's proceed. So before we go to the direct to the actual presentation, so let me introduce our company. Our company is a technology company that is focused on AEC industry, and we provide technological solutions for the entire building life cycle, not just for the construction and design, but also for the fabrication and a lot of other things from technology side in terms of AEC industry productions. So so here, architecture, engineering, and construction. So our company vision, world-class company, to be a world-class company providing BIM technological solutions to our valued partners by pushing the boundaries of AC industry to drive new era of development and growth and productivity. So the mission is to advance the technology by removing barriers of design coordination while improving the work collaborations to address conflicts and unforeseen problems beforehand. So our technology is mainly here to be able for the AESA industry to see most of the problem beforehand, to see the problems beforehand, so that all of majority of the problems will be dealt with, and it will be more efficient and cost effective when it comes to actual implementation of the building. Right. So our goals is to allow the project stakeholder to collaborate on a coordinated digital models where they can get insights on how their work fits into overall project to improve timelines, cost savings, and lower project risk and improve project outcomes. So most of our products and services will come from the modeling, model authoring services, which is the architectural model, structural, and the RMVP services. So here's the level of development that we offer to our clients, come from level of detail from 300 to 500, which is construction, from design and construction documentation to as built. So that's the LOD 500 as built, and cloud-based ready. So all of the access of this model can be accessed online, so that every updated models or updated documents could be seen by everyone, and they could track the progress of the documents or the revisions. So as we have discussed for the as I have discussed for the level of development from 300 to 500, so this is fabrication accuracy in terms of LOD 400 to model the B model as if it was going to be fabricated. Okay, let's proceed. So our objectives, that's for our introduction of the company. So for the objectives, we have the AC challenges, and then the solutions, and then the tools for transformation, which is the demo of the solutions that we will be discussing. And then later on we'll have a question and answer portion. So let's discuss about the challenges of our AEC industry. So the key issue here comes from four main areas, which is the incomplete or hidden information, mainly because of the visual aspect of the project. So as of the moment, our projects may have 3D models, but it's not really that real, that near into realistic model when it comes to how they're going to build it and to implement it on site. More of the 3D that we have now implemented in the industry is more like on the representation on how it will going to look. But as we go along, building systems and building components changes, maybe from the effects of budget or any circumstances that leads the project to change its um, design or uh, what to call this design or any aspect that could change the the design of the building. So from there, if their design changes and if not be reflected on the model, because usually our model right now, if we have 3D model and then we have to change on the design, we don't change it to our current model. We change it in the plans, which is the CAD files or CAD AutoCAD alike softwares which we use to provide drawings, right? So we don't use it to update the 3D model. So it's very important to visualize our building so that we could drop it in our mind in terms of visualizing what's actually in there and what's not in there, and what's the information about the specific objects that we're reviewing. So that will be the incomplete or hidden information, which affected by the lack of visibility, right? So yes, we have the contracts, we have the VOQ, everything that documents that will make us understand more the project and how to implement it. But it's very different when you're actually looking at the actual building or the twin building model that reflects the actual implementation. Okay, so that you could test elements, you could review elements before it is going to be built on site, and how it fits to the actual implementation. So that domino effects to the uncertain decisions, right? And then of course, most effect is the compromises business strategy. It compromises business strategy. Okay, so that alone could have a much impact of the cost and the timeline of the building just by this um, just by these key issues. Okay, so it's not just about the issue about the technology, but the issue about the current process that we have. All right, so let's proceed to discussing more about the key issues. So here is more of these key issues that I'm discussing now is actually in line with technological aspect that we could improve uh, by by discussing in the further topics that will be going to this that will be tackling to this presentation. So in the key issues, no single source model. So the main sample of this is our CAD drawings, right? So as of the moment, at least 90% of the company, or 90 to 95% of the companies here in the Philippines, even in some I don't really know about the other countries, Asian countries, but in the Philippines, it's that range that most of the firms are not really adopting the new available technological advancements. Okay, so we are still in this CAD. We're still in this use of CAD to make our drawings or documents. So as we all know, CAD is a we have to create more of the more CAD files, for example, to be able to produce more drawings, right? So which I'll be discussing with you later on how BIM technology would mitigate that. So we'll have a bit of overview. We'll have a one model that most of most if not all of the documents are already in there, and it is intelligent, and it is when we update it, we could have reference views. We updated the plan. It will be updated to all views like sections and elevations. So just a bit of annotations needed, not the actual detail of the model. So collating comments. This is more like in the advancement of the technology right now. It's more in the cloud. So all comments, if you're going to place comments, if we have a cloud platform, just like you could imagine Facebook. If you comment, if you're in a group, all of your group members will know that you placed a comment, right? So it's not really available on our processes right now. Majority of the company, it's not really available right now, which means we comment based on document per document basis. So that's the majority approach that we have here. So detecting clashes. So detecting clashes, if I'm going to discuss this in a more transparent manner, we detect clashes through our imaginations, through the drawings. Yes, the current classes that we have, the drawing clashes can be seen, but the usual classes that we want to discuss is the costly clashes, right? The clash that we think that would cost more, which in a way we can't really see in the plans that we have, uh, because what we're gonna do with the architectural and structural drawings is we overlay them, and it's not really effective since it is 2D, it's not 3D. So most of the clashes are not really detected. So what we do with the current process is we imagine things. So in terms of imagining items, because I mean imagination is really one of the key skill that AC engineers AC industry have. So as of the moment, that's what we are really taking advantage of. So we will tackle about it on how to solve it, on how to use technology to be able to mitigate, using our imagination, or we imagine things, then we remember things through that. And some of them can be loose, no, because from time to time we tackle different problems. So manual model federation, this is basically the main approach that we have is the CAD, or any 2D authoring tools that we produce drawings. So that's a manual. This is I think most of us, if not all, are really aware with this. We update models, or we update CAD files per view, or per drawing, or per layout method. So if we adjust in the first layout, we adjust. Second layout that reference to it is not really updated unless it is reference using the XREF file, right? But we don't use. But in terms of federating the model, XREF, we just use XREF just to refer it to the actual plan that will be overlaying to it. So it's not really that effective in terms of model federation. It's just effective in terms of model representation, and to somehow automate the process of creating the the one part of the layout over and over again. So we use XREF for that. So downloading large files to view. So downloading large files in terms of we have so many documents that we'll have to download. So for example, we'll have to, as of the moment, we focus on the drawing aspect of things, which most of the documentation will be referred to. So we'll be downloading large files, and then we will be going to manage them. And if there's a uh, versioning, we'll do our the most practice that we have is to manage them, and to keep them on the location that we are familiarized, or we are familiar. So not really the most optimized way of downloading and managing the files to view the files. So you'll have to locate it per folder basis, or things like that, that you'll need to have lot of steps to do. So this, of course, affected domain effect with the latest versioning. So it really deals a lot of human intervention in terms of filing the latest versioning of the documents. So I really see these problems because I am most at least a decade. So a few months from now, I'll be a decade in the industry, and I face these problems on a daily basis in terms of my clients, and um, the one that I hosted some trainings. Now let me go back here a moment. So these key issues are actually right here is the main technology that we have. We have this process because of our technology, right? The available technology, which is the uh, CAD approach. So here in the next slide, by the way, if I'm talking too fast, you could comment below. I am gaining momentum in my presentation. Um, a bit uh, fast in discussing things. So if I am, please comment, or chat on the chat box, whatever. If you have also questions, you could also ask there. Okay, so we'll have a demo later when I'll discuss this in depth more, but in the solution perspective, not in the challenges perspective. Okay, so now let's proceed to the two conventional modeling approach method. This two modeling approach method is uh, the very approach that we do here in the Philippines, and actually the rest of the world also, but most Western countries are really fast in terms of technology implementation. So that's why a big percentage of the companies in the Western countries are already using different method, in which I am discussing with you in the future slides. So the two conventional modeling methods, we see here the presentation, the function, the drawing, connectivity, and the coordination. So we'll specify these four in we'll specify these four in these two main methods. So the first one is the CAD or the line-based approach. So we when we create our drawings with the CAD, we almost or no we primarily use lines. Yes, we have blocks, we have dynamic blocks, and any technical grouping in the CAD to automate the process of changing a specific type of element that then can be changed in a way that with reference to its main function. But when we look at it, the main approach that we do is to create the line, right? So in terms of the fast implementation, we can do just we can do much more in refer in contrast to the in contrast to the industry, or to the what we call in contrast to the requirement of the current deliverable that our uh, management have, the uh, the pressure of making the project fast to deliver. So we'll need to produce the drawings more fast, and we are now in the stage that uh, 2D creating 2D lines is we can see that it's really slow now. It's fast before when we first implement it, because the problem that we're solving in the CAD is the actual drawing tools, which is manual tools. So that's why we're very happy with the CAD, which is now with the demand of the industry, with the demand of the client, with the demand of the um, real estate. In terms of delivery, it is now very slow in terms of production. So the second method is the extrusion-based approach. So these two approaches are really different. Now the SketchUp, there are many software that that do a um, that does a extrusion-based approach, but the main software that is being used by especially here in the Philippines, is the SketchUp, because most of the professionals can use this and can learn this much faster than any other software that primarily do a extrusion based approach. So extrusion based approach is you create a profile and then you extrude it, right? So what's great with SketchUp right now is um, they are they are getting with the trend. So they are applying some BIM tools that we'll be discussing later on. They are doing their best also to uh, to align with the current industry trends, which is the automation of the BIM information modeling. So, but mainly, their approach is firstly is the extrusion-based approach. So these two work hand in hand, because we create plans in CAD to produce the technical drawings, and then we do it in the SketchUp to produce a visual representation of our plans and drawings. This is what we usually do when we do a rendering and we present it to the client. But in terms of construction, we don't really use it, and it's a bit technically it's not really for documentation in terms of using the SketchUp. When you use layout, it's not really yet built for mass production, just like AutoCAD, the drawings. So it's more like a representation of more more beauty in terms of aesthetic the plan, but in terms of mass production of the drawings, it's not really yet adept to that. So that's it for these two main extrusion. It is it's just the approach that we are using right now. And these two is looking way back when all of the majority of the professionals is doing manual drafting. This is a very good solution. But again, now the industry has new requirements, new needs, and new basically the industry, as we as time along gets into in terms of technology, gets more and more complex and more accurate and sufficient if managed and done properly, which is why we have this also being kapehan to discuss it with you. And if you have some ideas or some concerns with regards to this uh, area of discussion, I am open to discuss it with you guys. So that's the purpose of this actually, BIM kapehan. So now let's discuss the just a bit the Zoom or blocking the presentation. Okay. So the conventional socio-technical system. So here the AutoCAD and SketchUp, I'll discuss with you hand in hand on how it affects our process and how we use it. What I mean is how we use these two right here and how it affects our process. So if you consider, I'll show you the circle as a golden circle in terms of AEC industry technology. So let's discuss this AutoCAD and SketchUp. So if you look at AutoCAD and SketchUp in terms of model intelligence, it's not really as of the moment built in terms of intelligence. The intelligence that we have in AutoCAD is the line. We layer it to control its visibility. But in terms of creating line, for example, if we create like this a railing, that line doesn't know it's railing. We just put a layer on it that it is a railing so that we can control it and we can on and off it by command. So that's just not intelligence in a way. That's just a control, right? So in SketchUp, as of the moment, SketchUp again, as I said, is getting involved in terms of BIM already. But that the main approach that they have as of the moment is the if you click the wall, the roof, it doesn't really understand that it is a roof. So when we place a skylight there, the roof won't open for the skylight. It will overlap. So what we do is we open the extrusion of the roof so that it could fit the skylight, right? So that's the method that we do in SketchUp. So roof don't recognize windows, so it won't open windows automatically. So in terms of intelligence, it doesn't have that one, which is if we look at in the other industries such as if we go research about AI, about automation, about robotics, about other industries, they have really really great technology advancement, which our industry right now is also um, getting up to there in terms of automation and intelligence of the model itself. So it should be aligned in the near future because a lot of applications are created for AI based method, which is the BIM is really the foundation of it. So no intelligence. So broad information management. So the broad information management is really one of the reason um, is because it doesn't have really intelligence in it. So if your model doesn't have intelligence on it, so that means that you have to put your brain cells or intelligence to place them properly, right? So it doesn't have their own intelligence in a way in terms of management. You really have to plan and strategize on how you would manage its information, right? So that's what we are currently doing right now. Majority of the company of the film is doing right now. I'm not saying the advanced technologies are not doing that, but there are a lot of help of automation in the new technologies that we have now versus this kind of process. So the next is this manual and synchronous collaboration. So this is because this is the domino effect of the technology. As we all know, technology is very fundamentals of industrialization or the foundation of the industrialization. So manual synchronous collaboration, mainly because we don't have more broad we don't have intelligent information management. We have broad information that we'll have to manage, so we'll have to to manually synchronous the collaboration of it. So it really uh, requires a lot of energy in terms of the human intervention. So that's the main point of it. So here is the insufficient and uncoordinated work practices. So I what do you call this? I usually watch a lot of technology related what do you call this, and technology related information in terms of research, in terms of new adoption, in terms of new technological approach of things. And we are at the moment now that we are more confident when it comes to technology managing the systems. For example, AI. If you go to ChatGPT or to Gemini, we really use them in terms of how should I say it? Um, it is more effective to use that to extract information than extract information from a person, right? So when we do a research, it's very handy because it gives more accurate and more updated information. So that's the thing about that. So this one, insufficient uncoordinated work practices. So mainly because of the manual synchronous collaboration. So again, it really drains out, or it really requires personal intervention. So sometimes we have political situations in terms of coordination of work practices. Sometimes people just don't like to coordinate things. Sometimes people just hoard things um, like that. Maybe because they're one of the reason to call this, they don't want to be blamed, or they don't want to. They're afraid of certain people. They're not really into coordinating. They're more of in terms of personality, they're more introvert. So that those things affects uh, coordination, right? So a lot of other things also, but if we drill it down to the most core information, it will be bold one of that. If you one of the issues that you'll see. So just a moment. So compromise institutional and cultural framework. So this is because of, if we want to see the circle, if you go inside, if you look inside the institutional framework, if the framework of the institution is not that good, when you look it in the outside perspective, and you look it inside that institution, you will see that they are insufficient and coordinated. The the collaboration is manual and synchronous. The information is very broad. There are no intelligence in terms of technological management. There are a lot of all of it are human intervention. And if you go to it, why is that? It's because the technology that we use is not built for that. If it makes sense, right? So these right here are the technical core. So this is very important. because that technical core affects our social parts. So this orange right here, or the the orange, the golden part are the social parts. These are human intervention, and the broad part are more of technology, core of the technology. If the technology is not that intelligent and you have more broad information, expect that there will be uh, weight in it when it comes to social parts. So that's the main, if you look at it really on the inside, that's the main problem there. So if you could automate, if we could, excuse me, automate the technical aspect of things, it could really affect the social parts, right? So this right here, if it's not connected, the social parts will be compromised in a way. Just by that just by that in a way, the social parts is compromised. So meaning, in a way, our processes is really in a way compromised, just because of our how we manage, and how we what do you call this, just by how our technical core is. So yeah, so this right here, in the right side, so those again the key issues that we'll see if this is the, if there's this golden circle, this right here will, you will see these problems because of this. So interpreted environmental adversity, uncertain decisions, and compromised business strategy. So if we gonna make this more of a uh, greater environment than this, or greater management than this, and it should affect our institutional framework. So let's proceed to the solution. Just a moment. So now we will discuss about the solution. So this is now where the industry is headed to, and will be in the coming future. I can say if you won't adapt with this, you'll be left behind. Time comes that you'll just have to be forced to do this. So might as well do this now, which is I am very happy that a lot of interested interested participants are already here, which is really good um, indicator that most of you really want to, you know, to be to what to call this, to apply what's in the latest industry trends, to be in the first, in the forefront, or to be in the curve. You want to be the early adapter. You don't want to be the late adapter, the one that will be forced to do things in terms of in technological advancement. So you'll be a leader in the industry in a way. So the solution is the building information management, modeling, or building information management. So BIM is a 3D model-based process that provides AEC professionals information and tools to efficiently plan, design, construct, and manage building structure. So what we call this 3D model-based process, it is the process is showing you the intelligent model, in which you don't really need to uh, to imagine things in 3D aspect. You really see what's in the 3D that will really need to be built, and from that you can have your idea on the solution, right? So in terms of human intervention, you really need the intervention of the human is really to solve the problems that being showed in the 3D model, not to really imagine things first, then solve from there, and then later on you forgot about it, and things is lost, and then you do it again, which really takes time and energy, right? And human intervention in a way that could lead to stress also. So uh, so those tools are really efficient in a way. So we'll have a demo in the coming slides. So this is the main thought that um, we are solving, is to make our technology more efficient uh, and adapt the technology that are already intelligent, and then we'll just more the human intervention will be just more on review and analysis, not on the actual doing things of the working, what you call this, in not just really you will have to imagine things, and then in terms also of the filing system, you could also see things majority in the same area or the same environment. So it has a lot of in terms of management for your planning, you can really plan it efficiently. So design. So this is from the stages, from the design, pre-construction, field execution, and handover. So what I really based on my experience, having a near decade of experience from implementing BIM in the Philippines, most of the BIM will be implemented around in the field execution, actually, not on the pre-construction and the design. So if I look at it on the company side, there are really small chunks of a company that really implements BIM from the design stage here in the Philippines. Those companies are really big, um, which this technology, the medium-sized company could really use and could really take advantage of this technology to implement on their project. So they could have a lot of cost savings and time savings when they implement this, given they have a professional that helping them uh, helping them manage this project, not learn them from the scratch and then implement it. Okay, so this technology needs in a way professional. If you want to implement things, you need a professional with it. So if you start with it with zero knowledge, expect to fail a lot more. But if you start with it with the right skill and personnel, you'll be in the right track, and a lot easier scenario. So again, most of the BIM that we have is in the field execution, because majority of the company firms here, contractors, are dealing with the problems. Actually, problems that really um, solvable, but because they can't see and anticipate they just solve things inside because they can't anticipate it. So they know that the problem are usually recurring, and sometimes it is just the same things with just different scenario, but the same thing, the same concept of problem. So that's why contractors usually do that, or um, construction management firm do that. But if the building management of the or the developers would require that, it would be much better for the building life cycle. So that's just my take on it in terms of solution. So the essence of BIM process is that it enables the creation of 3D virtual model that can be explored and manipulated. So this is the main fact that BIM is really an efficient intelligence versus the 3D modeling that we are currently using right now, which is SketchUp and software like that, which the approach started with uh, extrusion. So you need to create profile, extrude it to present it in a 3D object or 3D manner that you want to represent. But in terms of just a moment, sorry, I have some technical. By the way, am I still audible or Do I
Yes,
talk
Reverend. You're still
uh
audible. Mm.
uh am I talking too fast? Can anyone tell me, or I just okay with you, the pacing is okay before I go to the demo? Because if I talk fast with this, sometimes tend to talk very fast in terms of demo. So yeah, adjusting with the presentation. Anyway,
Sir, okay lang daw po.
great, great, great. If you have questions and other others you want to discuss, you could open it up.
The facing is
Okay,
good,
so
sir.
great, great. And actually, this our industry is so broad. There are many aspects that BIM can be implemented. It cannot be discussed all in all in just one sitting. So I'll just discuss it in a broader manner, which I think all of us are really experiencing. So if I go back, sorry, I clicked sometime. So the essentials of BIM process is that it enables the creation of 3D virtual model that can be explored and manipulated. So this is the really the essence of building information modeling is the model can be explored and manipulated. So the BIM is can be used through this life cycle, uh, from the visualization to analysis to documentation, fabrication, construction for the 5D, logistics, and operation of the actual building. So if we're going to start it from the start, actually I have to inform this to you guys because I don't think many construction professionals or really technology enthusiasts or want to solve this problem are really discussing it. If we really look at it, when it comes to BIM, it really starts with the construction firm. Majority, it really starts on the construction firm, which is the double work is already there because design team are using CAD files to produce drawings, and then they send it to construction management or to contractors to do the model. From there, we have uh, we have waste some time. Instead of creating the drawings from the CAD, Revit BIM can really you can really start it from scratch, given you have the right talent and skill for that. That's why this is very in demand right now because not all who knows Revit or BIM really can use it in the actual job. Most of them fail in terms of using it to the actual job scope. That's why, again, if you have the proper skill in place in your company who's really knowledgeable with this, you will the chances of success will far greater than doing the training and then hoping they will be great at it, because sometimes when they're great at it they'll move out to greater opportunities, and the manpower of these skills right now is really in demand. If you can see a lot of applications, there are a lot of applications that require this, and abroad there are really most of the most of the bigger salary range in terms of job application. If you have the skills, you have really a advantage over your peers. So that's my take on it. In terms of business, you have advantage of it because you will have the benefits of intelligent processes, given you have the proper beam talent in place. So yeah, so this right here. So this right here, the dimensions of BIM. So if you can see this, there's a 3D, the actual geometry. The 4D is the geometry plus the time. The 5D is the geometry plus time plus the cost. And the 6D is the sustainability. So then the building energy analysis, and the uh, and then how to really integrate your design to be more sustainable. So basically you will be taking by the way, guys, can you see my cursor? can anyone confirm if you can see my cursor?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Great, great, great. So this 3D right here, all of this, if you can see this, the standard dimensions, the industry right here, even in the Western countries, are really in this stage right now, and in this stage, they are the practices there is they are improving in this side right here, which taking advantage of these four 3Ds, 3D, 4D, and 5D. This right here is actually in our country right now. This should be our main because our main focus. If we can implement this, there's there will be if we will be good at these stages. This is really what we call this. This is really the 6D and 7D is really well, in the English term is really dependent on the 3D, 4D, and 5D. So if we really have to do this in 6D and 7D is inevitable. You will learn it along the way. As well as safety, this new dimension, this is really not yet really implemented even in the US and the Western countries. This is ongoing because the safety, I have research on it. They do for example, camera that really detects the person in terms of machine learning. They detect the person, they see if the person is using helmet. So they will detect it in terms of camera. The technology is like the Tesla. If you can say in the Tesla vehicle, it detects people, objects, right? So it knows its environment. So if you look at Tesla, it really break boil down into their camera technology also and sensor. So that is being implemented in the construction industry in terms of safety. So they have a camera in place in which they look at in the person working. So the camera will detect if there are hard hat, there are safety vests, if ever they are working on the higher places, they should have a safety safety tools, or the lines to help them protect when they fall accidentally. So lean construction is also will be using from there. The advent of the technology now is not really in the peak in terms of um, really automation that really doesn't require much human intervention. It is now being what we call this upgraded, but not really that all in all any company could implement it. So this requires a lot of investment in a way, and a lot of um, in a sense a lot of failing and trying to be really optimize this in using it. So what I really want in our industry right now is to really be good at these the first 3Ds, the 3D, 4D, and 5D. Because again, if we great at this stage, this right here are inevitable. So we'll have to be on this, which I'll focus on the in terms of demo. So yeah, okay. So now we're now in the technical demo. So hopefully the software that I am open right here won't crash. Um, so by the way, if I before I go to technical demo, guys, do you have questions? Everyone, questions or clarifications?
Sir Ren, we have a question here in the chat
Yes,
box.
yes, ma'am.
Uh, Sir Eugene Sahonia asked, did you not use collaboration platform by Autodesk to all discipline, either 2D or 3D in current?
Yeah, that's very good question. 3D collaboration. Sorry, again, I forgot some. Can you read again the question? Sorry,
It's also
I
in the chat
somewhere.
box, sir.
Sure, sure, sure. I'll look at it.
You may also
Okay, okay. We have now. Did you not using collaboration platform by Autodesk to discipline either to the Did you not use using collaboration platform by Autodesk to discipline either? So in terms of collaboration, there are I have used it. I have used collaboration in BIM in terms of using it in the cloud and using it in the LAN. So for example, using it in the collaborating in terms of not really um, linking it into other personnel or department. I use it in that manner. I use it also in the manner of using cloud-based platform, for example, BIM 360. In BIM 360, there are a lot of modules there. BIM 360 design, BIM 360 plan or build. That's intended for contractors. Design is intended for designers. They can collaborate there. So basically, the 2D and 3D in BIM is just in one environment. So given that point, if I go back to here, BIM is really the combination of two. If you create a 3D model, you can extract drawings from there. So that's the main thought of building information modeling. You have the capacity, technicalities, or the all you can do in AutoCAD, you can do in BIM or in using Revit. All you can do in SketchUp, you can do it in Revit in different manner, but in terms of output and outcome, you can do it in Revit, and I think nothing. I am confident that you can do it at this point. You can do it much better. So that's my uh, that's my answer there. Thank you very much for the question.
Okay. Any more question before Sir Ren proceed to the technical demo? Feel free to type your questions in the chat box po.
Yeah. Anyway, if we can continue also. Maybe more of the questions is in the technical demo.
Ah,
So
Sir Ren, Sir
yes,
Eugene
yes po.
has additional question.
Uh, as current in BIM, a good great question. Oh, Steve Dison. Okay, let me go to first Eugene, as he said he asked the question first. As current in BIM, they start to 3D, then it's up to the correct. In Revit, you create the model and then you place, you set up the views so that you can extract the model. I will demo this, Eugene. I will show you this how this function. So this is the topic that we'll have in the coming demo right now. So for Steve Dison, thank you very much for asking question also. For BIM load 350 construction ready model, is there a way to incorporate project planning software like Primavera P6 to create project schedule for project monitoring? Actually, yes. Yes, sir. There is. So this this right here, it should be pre-agreed before the actual construction stage, or it should be agreed before, so that the drawings and approvals won't be delayed uh, in a way. For example, if the current building is ongoing, and then there are to call this there are approvals coming along the way from the contractors, it's very much in a way very hard to manage. It's not really that much changes, but in terms of managing it, in terms of finalization, in a way hard to do. But if it's agreed early on, um, going forward, it is. So in terms of technicality, it is very to call this. There is a technology that in the Navisworks you can link the Primavera P6 there. So I'll try to show you, Sir Steve, in a moment also. I'll try to show this to you, and we could discuss this also in the future. So maybe we have this part two or in other forms. So I'll be glad to discuss this with you, sir.
All right. Okay, now we will accommodate more questions later during the open forum portion
Yeah.
of this webinar. Okay, sir, we now proceed to the technical demo.
Great. So thank you very much. So that's it for our presentation in terms of discussing with the challenges and the solution. So let's now go to the go back to the dimension. So this right here, as I discussed earlier, is these things right here is we need to really strengthen here in our industry so that all of these other dimensions could be unlocked. It won't be useful if these three right here won't be implemented properly, as this all of these dimensions will greatly reliant on the 3D, 4D, and 5D. So technical demo. So let me first discuss about the 3D, which more answer to the question of Sir Eugene. So I have here open. So here we have a mixed use project. This is a sample project from Autodesk so that we could explore more on the on what's in store for us. Just a moment. The Zoom is how to just a moment. I am just adjusting the environment. So here we have a mixed use project, for example. So here, what I discuss, what I will point out here is this is the example of a intelligent 3D model in which if we click a certain area, for example, this one, if we click this, it knows that is an exterior wall that is rain screen with insulation for concrete. And then if we go to edit type, we'll see more of its information coming from whether it is from the supplier, from the designer. So it really depends on first how you should implement or how you should use it on the project. So it should be um, really discussed early on, or really we have to have a certain document in place in which it is laid out on how to use this technology in terms of uh, how to really reap the benefits of its capabilities. So in a way, it does need some management also, but the management of this is to manage how you use it, not how you manage it actually in the areas of the contractor or the owner. So the one that will manage this one is the BIM department. It will help you see more of your project. So right here we have the edited data. We can add here. The information can be added here. For example, the supplier, they can add information about their product. So this can be also coming from the product of the supplier. So it depends on how we assemble the management of this intelligent model. So even if the window you can see here, so you can see the datas here, dimensions, the comments here. So we really can uh, add embedded information. So in the BIM, we have what we call the graphical and non-graphical. So the graphical is the actual actual face of the object, and then the non-graphical is the information linked to that object. So we have here what is marked and its underlying material. So we have the exterior frame clad white. We can schedule it and we can place it to the quantification for costing. So the assembly of the team that will do this will really be the core of the company. So if I go back to the presentation, the team that will manage this are actually this one. So the social parts right here are somewhat, for example, in the QA department, they will be the one to access the model from here. But this model should be managed by a specific team that's really adept in terms of using that technical core, so that the social parts will be effective in a way because the information management are managed properly. Okay, so go back to uh, that. So this is for the architectural, and if we can add some sizes with it, say 4, it should adjust also. So conflict. So this is the what I said. It's intelligent. So it knows that it will conflict with the joined wall. So you have the intelligence of the model that will give you a error of things that if not in place, you will be the one to really analyze it in a way. So that's the item that really important in terms of managing the model. So here's the graphical information. So how about its drawing, the one that's being asked earlier. So if I go right here, so we have here the project browser wherein it it really divides the model in a specific design or specific view. So floor plans, if we go to L1, what we really see is the drawing that we usually do in CAD. But in Revit, if you can see it, it can be done here. And plus, you'll see the actual line weight in place. So you won't be having to able to, you won't be needing to plot it to see how it represents when we print it or PDF it. Here, what you see is what you get in terms of printing. So you'll see items that's being cut and that's being and elements that being projected. So if you click on that, again, it's very intelligent. It knows it's what type of item it is. And for example, if we add door here, let's say I want to add this one door right here. If we click on that, the wall will automatically cut as it recognizes that there is a door, right? So in other software, it's not really that intelligent in a way that it doesn't recognize elements that may affect these certain elements. So that's it. I will delete that one. And if I delete that one, it will go back to the way it is. And for example, if I add door in here, even if it has door in it, if I click on it, it will give me error that highlighted overlap with inserted or completely missed the host. So it gives me the error that it's being overlapped. So which is good. So technology helps us do this. And now if you I want to, let's say I want to see this right here. I want to see this area right here, how it is going to look into 3D. You just click on it, and then let me go to, and then I'll just click A1 button that will go to its 3D view. So now I can see now, oh, it's really look like this. So meaning the energy you have in terms of imagining or looking to any references that will show that it really show automatically right here. And then if you click it, you'll have the information of what it is. Maybe if it is from the supplier, if we have the process that supplier, they should give their families or 3D models, and then they should add information from it, and it should be added here. So that's the information about it, like this one. So you can adjust it from here also if you'd like to. Going to use view. I want to, anyway, we can adjust it. So to see more. So I won't show you step by step on how I do this. Just learn about the concept on what it can do. Actually, I have some tutorial about how to build this from scratch. If I can share you my YouTube page, I have there a sample. Maybe I can share it to you so that it could help you understand what's being done here. Let me.
Ren, I will just type here the link to your YouTube channel.
Sure, sure, sure. So Juliet will be giving the link. Just for the ones who are curious on how to do this, I teach from from no knowledge of Revit at all, and then you can create a two-house residential project. So from here you can do this. Yeah. So you know that you can isolate elements. That's the important. That's the point here. And then if we go back to its default view, we can just we can just use one click and then we'll go back and the actual. So let's say I want to see the upper area. So you just go to roof level 2, and then we can see what's in there. So we can dimension it. We can add really call out in it and then create a detail from there. So what I want to point out here, because it is being discussed a lot of times, I have seen some professionals who say Revit is not for documentation. I can say that they're really not yet skilled in terms of drawing production in Revit, because if they do, they know they don't need AutoCAD, and I would be open to discussing it or to confirming it with them. And um, my goal is to be our industry should be more adept in this technology. We should be also in front of these implementations as the internet or the technology is available for us, just like how it is available in the Western countries. So what we're gonna do is we just have to really drill down with this and learn here. So yeah, this is the areas right here. Actually, we can create other plans also. This safety plan, live safety plan, is actually coming from here. We just duplicate. So let's say in the level 1, I want to create a furniture layout from this. You'll just have to create duplicate detailing, and now you have a separate drawing that you can manipulate the representation. So here you can rename it furniture layout. And what's good from it, it is just in the one filing system. You don't need to save AutoCAD file and then go move it to a different folder. That's what I am discussing earlier. So right here, you can just name, this is like furniture layout. Oops, the caps lock, sorry. And then from here, you can manipulate the views. So you can manipulate how you see this. This is now the demo of how you implement the drawing representation. So just look at the approach, just look at on the how it is being affected rather than how I do things. So let's say I want to hide I cannot click some items. Apologies. So let's say I want to hide the annotation here. Then all of the annotation is being hidden in a way. Or actually, if you want to not if you want to duplicate this and then we don't want the existing dimension, you just duplicate it. Then from here, you can rename it again to furniture layout. And then from here, you can create a dimension for the furniture if ever you want to highlight them like that. And then place a tag on it. If there's no tag, you can add it, tagging. So it's just a matter of loading elements. So tagging, if for example, if the tag is already loaded in the project, if you click this, you'll know what type of wall is that. So in terms of it is automation in terms of um, annotating elements. So you can also change its how it looks. For example, the walls that being cut. If you want it to be, let's say, if you want it to, the cut is you want color gray. So that now you will notice that all of the walls that's being cut are colored gray. So you can really manipulate this to your liking. And I can show you mostly, if not all, the things that logically you want to represent items logically on how it should be represented on plan can be done here. So if ever I could help you with that in terms of creating our community in terms of technicalities. So this one, so the drawing are already here. So given that this is a very big model, right? It's very big. You can really place in one environment the drawing. So this right here is the architectural documentation. So in case you have ID, you can also add here. The only problem that you'll be facing here is the the bigger the project, the bigger the documents that in there. Sometimes it affects the capacity of your computer to process things. So it would make things a bit slower. But if you have this kind of project smaller than this, or maybe a bit bigger than this, expect that it could be majority of its documentation per trade or per package will be in just one environment. This is what I am discussing earlier, so that you won't be, if items will be changed, let's say in this roof right here. Actually, it has two options. It has a stair in there. You can add other option, which is already in this right here. So it has also an option that it doesn't have stairs. It have just all features. So you can represent it like this. So in AutoCAD, we create this, or in SketchUp, we create this in different models, in different products, or different kind of on and off. Here in Revit, we can represent this as it is. So if I go to that location, let me create a better cut point. This one. So right here, we have the option. So the designer can embed information that this is the first option, and if the owner don't want this because it's a bit added cost but good on the design. So let's say if the client wants to have them in a way cut the cost or value engineer, so you can just add it to this environment, and then where's the design option, and then just choose to, okay, this is this is what you want. Oh yeah, so this is because it is a bit cost effective. So yeah, it doesn't really compromise the design in a way. So this is um one of the strength of this technology. So if you go to the it will really reflect on what you want to reflect. Okay, so you can embed elements, and then you can embed hidden elements that you can that you can present when in command when you want to. So that's the aim of it. So I think it really answers the question of I think Sir Eugene. So if we go to, I have other model here also, structural. So we have here structural. By the way, in architectural, it's not just